5 important facts about Joker, the movie. Joker is undoubtedly one of the greatest comic book villains of all time, but in the movies, he's been featured as a second fiddle to Batman, the hero he's constantly at odds with. Not anymore. The spotlight will be focused on Joker in an eponymous standalone movie showing on October 4th, 2019. And here are 5 important facts worth knowing about Joker. Number 5. It's the first DC-based film separate from the DC Extended Universe. Since 2011, the DC Extended Universe has established a shared universe that's centered on a series of superhero films based on DC comic book characters. The films may have a crossover of common plot elements, settings, cast, and characters as DC fans and movie aficionados have seen in Man of Steel, followed by Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Justice League, Aquaman, and Shazam. These 7 films have a combined global box office earnings of $5.26 billion, making it the 9th highest grossing film franchise of all time. But in August 2017, Warner Bros. And DC Films decided to de-emphasize the shared nature of the DCEU. Thus, plans to produce a Joker film separate from the DCEU was revealed, giving the 2019 Joker movie the distinction of being the first in a series of standalone DC superhero movies independent from the shared universe. And so, principal photography for Joker started in September 2018, which is touted as one of the highly anticipated movies in fall 2019. Number 4. It's helmed by the Hangover trilogy director. Road Trip, Starsky and Hutch, School for Scoundrels, Due Date, The Hangover Trilogy. Aside from being all-out rib-tickling flicks, these movies have something else in common. They were directed by Todd Phillips, who's also a screenwriter, producer, and actor. And for DC Films' first standalone film outside the DCEU franchise, Phillips is tasked to translate Joker into one great cinematic experience. It will be a new territory for Phillips, since Joker's solo film isn't a comedy, but a tragedy, according to Phillips himself. But his track record as a director may bring Joker critical and commercial success. In 2008, The Hangover earned $467 million globally from a $35 million budget and won the Golden Globe Best Picture for Comedy or Musical Award. It spawned 2 more successful sequels, bringing the trilogy's worldwide earnings to a staggering $1.4 billion. Phillips is also co-writing the screenplay of Joker, which is another plus factor, because his screenwriting job for Borat earned him and his co-screenwriters an Academy Award nomination for Best Adapted Screenplay. Joker is in good hands, seriously. Number 3. It's a low-budget DC comic book-based film. It came as a surprise, the kind that delights, or the one that brings fright depending on how one regards movie budgets, when Joker started filming in July 2018 with a budget of $55 million. Such is actually a huge amount, enough to produce a decent and worthy tearjerker or rom-com movie that might bring in quadruple returns. But a $55 million budget for a DC film about an iconic supervillain who is the arch nemesis of a legendary superhero? That's just a mere fraction of the production cost of DCEU films thus far, and of most superhero movies that took the world by storm. In the last 2 years, DCEU films were insanely expensive to produce. $100 to $150 million for Wonder Woman, $300 million for Justice League, $160 to $200 million for Aquaman, and another $100 million for Shazam. Well, the $55 million Joker budget makes sense because the movie is a character-driven film that doesn't require intricate visual effects shots or earth-shaking action sequences. But if it resonates greatly among moviegoers, the cash register will just keep ringing merrily. Number 2. Joaquin Phoenix replaced Leonardo DiCaprio as Joker. Only 4 actors from different generations have given life to Joker on TV and the movies. Cesar Romero, Academy Award winner Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, who posthumously won Oscar Best Supporting Actor for the role, and most recently, Oscar winner Jared Leto. And this year, joining the rank as the newest clown prince of crime is Joaquin Phoenix, who gets the entire movie to himself. During the film's planning stages in 2017, famed director Martin Scorsese was on board as co-producer. Thus, Hollywood superstar Leonardo DiCaprio, a frequent Scorsese collaborator, was considered to headline Joker, but it fizzled when Scorsese was no longer part of the project by 2018. Luck brought the coveted role to Phoenix's lap when he became the top choice of director and producer Todd Phillips. Phoenix, who has always wanted to star in a character study type film based on a comic book villain, was naturally excited. The challenge for the 3-time Oscar nominee is how to make his Joker delineation distinctly his own, and Phoenix's acting competence will surely exceed everyone's expectations. Number 1. It's about the origin of Joker. When Joker is around, Batman or the Suicide Squad can't be far behind, as the clown prince of crime seems perpetually associated with them. The movie appearances of Joker have always been attached to being the supervillain to Batman, who, as expected, ends up triumphant and heralded as the superhero good guy. Joker makes an impact and is then relegated to the background. So this year, Warner Brothers and DC Films are giving all the spotlight to Joker in a movie that traces his origin and gives light to the question, who really is Joker? As what the film's director Todd Phillips has said about the film, it is an origin story about a character that doesn't have a definitive origin. Set in 1980s Gotham City, the movie highlights Arthur Fleck, who is a mentally ill, impoverished stand-up comedian disregarded by society. This failure turns him to a life of crime and chaos as the infamous Joker. Eventually, it paves the way for him to rise slowly as Gotham's frightening and legendary supervillain Joker we all love to hate. We're posting more interesting videos every single day, so please subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.